All right, beautiful traders, you can see we are looking at Nasdaq right now, and it's 6:30 in the morning. Yo, 6:30 is a beautiful Thursday, and yeah, we just want to analyze the chart. Let's see what the market was looking like from yesterday. You already know that we left off the account with roughly $300, and it just spiked up to this level and shot back up to the top. You can see that money is resting at this zone, right? The market could not break that trend line at the bottom. So in the inner circle right over here, I've already told them that we are adding positions to our Nasdaq trade. We don't want to close it because we only have 140 pips, right? So I wanted to break out of this level because I already know that a lot of people are having selling positions in this zone, and they have their stop loss right about this place here, right? The ones that have really large stop losses. So that's my target place, right? So I want the market to go up to that zone, to form a little candle that breaks out of this level like this. If I see that, yes, then I'm going to add even more positions, and it will push up to the top or reject a little bit from this level and then, push up like this. So that's what I want the market to do, right? It's going to sweep out all of your people's stop losses, those that are selling right now. I already said you don't sell when we're on an uptrend, right? So let's just fix this trend line so it looks a bit more clear, right? So on the 30-minute time frame over here, you can see that we are on our trade from Monday, right? So we were in this trade on Monday. It played around with us from the previous video if you did watch that, and we were in the trade from Monday to Thursday. Today is Thursday, as you can see right over here, and yes, this is what the account looks like currently. You know that we were at $300 and currently we are over $1,000, which is absolutely beautiful. Imagine holding a trade from Monday to Thursday. Yes, we actually deserve all these pips because we were patient enough, right? So what we're saying over here is we want to hold the trade. If it breaks out of that zone, obviously I don't think I will add more positions to this trade, but yeah, I've already added at this zone, right? So I just wanted to keep pushing to the top. I already gave the inner circle to add, but I'm just going to hold these trades for now because I don't want to now, jinx it. So we're going to wait and see what the market actually does in a few hours. I will drop the trade though in the free, Telegram group. If you're not in it, check the link in the description below and make sure you join it so you don't miss any of the setups that I drop in there, right? So I'm just going to take a screenshot right over here. So I wanted to break out. And this is what the weekly analysis was looking like, right? I did drop this for every single person. So you don't have any reason for not being in this trade. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of that too and just drop it also in the free Telegram group, right? And just tell them that the weekly analysis is complete, right? You can see that it is complete. And then let me drop the setup because I want you guys to also join us in the inner circle, right? So that's about it. If we break, I told them if we break, we want to see a continued push to the upside. But in the inner circle, I've already told them that we're adding positions, right? So let's just see how this trade actually plays out. I hope everyone actually just catches this move because it's about to be a beautiful move. So that's about it. We're going to wait and see after a couple of hours how the market actually looks. I'm going to be patient with the trade because, it does seem like it's a good trade. All of that liquidity has to be swept out, and the stop losses, the selling orders, everything has to be taken out before the market actually just goes in the overall direction, right? So let's check the account in just a few hours. All right, beautiful traders, it is 6 hours later. I did not have time to check on these trades, but I've seen from your people's results that the market actually kept pushing up to the top. So right now we're just going to go onto these charts and see what our account is currently looking like, right? Okay, so over here you can see it's 1244 and Nasdaq has absolutely swept all of those liquidity zones. I told y'all that money was sitting at these levels and we're just about to obliterate the market, right? So right now we're targeting this next level right over here. We want the market to sweep out that zone because a lot of people still have stop losses at that level, right? So obviously, in the inner circle, I did tell them 6 hours before this, right, that we're adding positions, and you can see that we did add at this level right over here. The market kept pushing. I did drop a US30 signal too. We're waiting on that one, but currently we have just changed our new take profit, right? So the final take profit has hit, but we're changing it to 19,900, right? So we're not going to waste pips. If there is an opportunity of the market keep pushing up, we have to capitalize on that, right? So we are targeting this next zone right over here. That is our new take profit in the whole inner circle. You know what I'm saying? So we want the market to keep pushing up to the top from this level. This is where we have stop losses, right? So we're hunting them out. You can see that I've told them that now adjust the stop loss into, you know, profits and leave one trade with the initial stop loss. That is what I'm going to do also in the account. You can see we're up 2.8, right? I'm going to close some of these trades because, you know, we want to capitalize and take partial profits when we can. We don't want to give back to the market what it has already given us. So right over here, I'm going to go close a few positions and just leave, I think I'll leave 2 trades running. I'm not so, yeah, let me just leave 2 trades running so that, you know, I'll put my stop loss in profits also. If it decides to reject and go back down, I will secure all the profits that we have over here. So account is currently sitting at 3.9. We started off on Friday with 1.5, right? We did trade gold and US30, and then we were having 1.8 or something like that. But in the free signal group right over here, let me just drop this also and tell them that it has absolutely just broken those levels, and I hope they have taken the trade too. So this was an absolutely good trade. You can see that we are up 1.8 and 1.2 on US30 and Nasdaq. The stocks are just pushing up to the top. So we're going to wait for a few minutes, few hours. Let's see how the market actually then pushes. I'm looking forward for the market to keep pushing to the top, and we want to capitalize on that very good movement. It's soon going to be the New York session, and you know that is when we're going to have volatility in the market, right? So let's wait. And we have hit our final take profit, 19,900 on Nasdaq. You already know what's up. I'm going to drop it in the inner circle and tell them to take full profits, because remember, we did adjust our take profit. Final take profit has been smashed right now, and you know that I am going to close the remaining trades, and this is how we have just flipped the account to 4.95k, and we are sitting right over here in good profit, right? So that is simply how you can use price action to just trade Nasdaq and US30. And currently we are just looking at this US30 chart, but I'm going to fast forward this to the weekly analysis on Sunday. Yes sir, it's another lit video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We trade the Nasdaq over here. If you are returning, welcome back. You already know what's up. Don't forget to hit the like button, turn on your post notifications, and subscribe to the channel, because when we hit 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a little giveaway. Stay tuned for what it actually is. And I know that you guys enjoyed that US30 trade that we closed off the week with. I mean, look at these trades, absolutely beautiful. And you already know the word, we obliterated US30, right? So we're going to jump right onto these charts, and let's start by analyzing US30 before we dive onto Nasdaq. And just for the record, I did not only drop this trade in the inner circle. Yes, of course, the inner circle did, you know, have plus 200 pips, but I did drop the setup also in the free signal group. Especially, this was a good one because I dropped it before it had actually moved, right? So you see, I dropped it right over here. We had just gone in, I think we had barely 20 pips right over there, and then, you know, it just then pushed up to the top after a few minutes, and we actually just obliterated US30, right? So this is the trade, absolutely beautiful trade. And you know, from the previous analysis, we were actually targeting these zones because you already know that US30 had broken out of the highs, right? So we wanted it to come and retest a little bit and continue with the upward movement that it actually has. So that brings us to our analysis today. You can see that we closed off the market negative, but it's not as bad as how we've been closing off for the past 2 weeks, right? We would have like a negative 4.3% on both the Nasdaq and US30, but right now it just closed 0.2%, which is not as bad. You can see that the market on Friday did attempt to go and retest the highs again, right? And it failed to hold. It dropped right back, but we're still in the trade. We had a really good sniper entry for this particular trade. I'm going to start by deleting every single thing because we want a brand new analysis, right? So that's the first thing that you're always going to do when you're analyzing. You want to mark up your highs, right? Yes, you should mark up the current price where the market is right now, which is 42.037, but I don't see any point of interest at this level. It's not like a major zone, so I'm just going to skip that and mark up the highs, right? So this is the highest point that we have on US30 for us to look for buys, especially for people that are not already in the trade, people like me, because I decided to close off this trade with just plus 200 pips because I don't like holding on the weekends, and you know that most prop firms do not allow that, right? So if I'm going to now look for a brand new trade on US30, what am I going to be looking for, right? I want the price to first come up to this level, at this level, I'm not going to buy. There is a chance that the sellers might step into the market at this level, and then the buyers might not be able to keep pushing the price to the top, and for that reason we will face, you know, a little retracement and stuff like that. So the safest thing for me to do in this case is to wait for a break. At this point, I really want to wait for a real break and close. You should always wait for breaks and close on the time frame that you actually use. I'd prefer to sit on a good 30-minute break and close outside, and then, you know, for a more confirmed entry, wait for the second candle to close. If it closes bearish, you should wait for the next one, but if it closed bullish also, you can go in with the momentum. If you miss the breakout, then wait for a retracement. It can retrace the highs that it could have broken, or it can come back to want to retest these from these zones right over here. Right, so in these zones we would want to be careful, because this zone can act as a liquidity trap, right? So the market would want to sweep out these levels if there are a lot of buyers or people that are waiting for this to get broken and then they sell. So the market would. So when you're trading this, you really want to be careful. If you see it breaking out of this, you want to just exit the market, right? But a good entry for a buy, I would probably want to target this zone right over here, right? So if I don't see really good, you know, bullish confirmation at this level, if I don't see good price action here, and then it breaks out, closes outside of this level, I would want to see good price action in this zone. And then for that reason, I would have a more, you know, confirmed entry, a more relaxed trade. I won't be panicking. But if you decide to take the risk and trade here, you can just use, you know, low lot sizes, and you can see that I can draw a little trend line like this, right? So it might come and retest it. If it breaks out of it, it would want to buy at this level right over here. Let me just mark this up. You probably want to buy at this level, and I'm saying that it's not really a strong level. It's a good level, but it's not as strong as I would want it to be. So it probably will break out, but if it does not, yes, we're good for the buys. And then if it comes here, we're also still good for the buys. But if it breaks out, that's a more perfect. I don't know if we have news for this current week. That is one thing that I actually did not care to check for, which is what we should always do to see if the market would be volatile or not. Let's just check if we have news for this week, right? You already know that the market is going to be moving because of the Fed cutting rates and all of those other things, right? They're going to be pushing the market, so we should stay up to date. We can see on Monday we do have news, and this is almost before the New York session opens. And Tuesday, the week is full of news, right? So we will have news, initial dot claims. We have Powell speaking also on Thursday. All right, so the week would have news. Yeah, we're going to have news. It's going to be quite a volatile week, so we would want to be careful, especially when you're trading these levels, right? So that's about it for the US30 analysis. Doesn't seem too complicated to me. If it actually then just breaks out of all of these levels, you want to step back and reanalyze as usual, which is what you should do, right? Looking at Nasdaq right now, let me see what Nasdaq is actually saying. We closed off Nasdaq with a really good trade that we held for almost, 4 days, if it's not slightly over. Did we close that on Friday? We closed that on Thursday, right? Yeah, we closed it on Thursday from Monday. So we've been holding a Nasdaq trade from Monday to Thursday, which was absolutely beautiful. One of my best trades, absolutely good. And the funny thing is, it only traded at this level right over here. This whole zone here is the previous week. You can see that this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and this is Friday. So we actually took the trade from here and then rolled it up, closed around this zone, right? So it was indeed a good trade. What are we saying for US30? Just because you already know that we had a trend. No, for Nasdaq. What are we saying for Nasdaq? We are done with US30. So just because you already know that we had this trend line, right? So the market broke out of this trend line, right? And then it came to retest it on the lower time frame. That's when you can actually see the retest. Came for a retest, and then it kept pushing to the top. Now notice the current market price is almost at this level here, and this level is a key zone. This is a resistance zone, right? The market can get rejected off of this level, right? And then it can drop back down. So we already know what we're looking at for this week. We're looking at a chance of the market getting rejected in this level. Obviously, if it breaks out of this level, that would be a very easy trade. We'll just buy it to the next level, right? But we want to talk about what actually might happen that will not be in our favor, what's not so obvious, right? So let's go on to our 4-hour time frame, right? Let's see what the 4-hour time frame is saying. Okay, all right, we can already see that at this zone, the buyers pushed the market with so much momentum, and then the sellers tried to step in, but you can see with the candlestick that they don't really have a lot of power here. And at this level, it was a little zone also that the market broke out of, and it kind of like looks like it's retesting it, right? This could be a good trade, but with your stop loss right here, good, also risky trade, could have been a scalping trade, right? If you see this, good rejection right over here, enter right probably when the candlesticks were still playing around, and then you have a stop loss right here. You want to target the next level and then lock in your profits and stuff like that. It could have been a good trade if I saw that, but I did not. I already know what's happening at this point, so here I wouldn't want to risk it, right? I would want to come and take it from around about this level right over here. So if we have a little retest, we want to trade this zone that you're seeing right here, right? So I have a lot of lines. I don't like that. I'm going to just, yeah, let me leave that one at the top. So what we're saying is we'll let the market drop for this reason. Right now we don't have any entry, right? We'll let the market drop, turn about this spot right over here. This will now depend with your account size. If you want to enter at this level, like that previous video, I did enter early and it threatened to go and hit my stop loss. It's not such an advised thing, so you can drop it a little bit to around about this level, and if it comes into this zone, right, you have a really good stop loss also at the zone. It will form another leg, right? So let's take for example that it actually drops and comes into this place right over here. Then you actually have a way to draw a trend line, right? It will look something like this, right? So it would want to probably come and play around in this level. If it rejects here, you can see we already have an X formation from this level and this level. It could also go in the direction of the trend. At this level right over here, you want to look for buying positions. If it breaks out of the trend line, you want to step back because the institutions would want to probably come drop this market to around about this level before they actually then push it up to the top. So that's about it for Nasdaq. Doesn't look too complicated. No, let me not delete everything, right? Let me just delete these things because I want to use the line at the top right over there. So let's see what it actually looks like on the 4-hour time frame, right? Okay, so this is what we're having on the 4-hour time frame. So also we're saying that if it actually, let's say you miss the drop and then it pushes up, or it actually does not drop down, it just starts by going up to the top, you want to look for it to break out of these levels the normal way we trade, break out, and then you want to catch the little retracement. This probably would be now your point of interest, and then you want to ride it up to the top. Nothing too complicated here. As usual, we are going to obliterate this market. You heard it first over here. Make sure you join the free signal group. The link is in the description below, because in there you can benefit from my trading setups and the trades that we're taking in the inner circle. But if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the like button, turn on your post notifications, and subscribe to the channel. You feel me? With that, it's been Tino, and I'll see you in the next lit video. Peace.